What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today we're going to be talking about a huge reveal that you probably missed over in Modern Warfare 2, a tie-in to Black Ops and Zombies, plus even more. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, because we're very close to 100,000 subscribers here on the main channel. Really appreciate it. Also drop a like and turn notifications on to stay up to date with everything going on in Modern Warfare 2, Warzone 2, Warzone Mobile, and any other future Call of Duty as well. As a reminder, the Modern Warfare 2 thumbsticks are now back in stock over at Kontrolfreak.com. You can use code Dynamite to save 10% off not only the new thumbsticks, but any order on the site as well, because buying the brand new MWII Control Freaks will give you this awesome animated calling card in-game. There, as you could see, they look amazing, and they also feel great on a DualSense remote, but they're also available for Xbox controllers too. Now, here's the thing, right? In the MW19 post-launch story, a lot of people out there did collectively come to an agreement that the post-launch story wasn't as cohesive as it probably could have been, and that's probably because of the success of Warzone. The original plan was to continue that narrative over in Spec Ops, and it kind of did, but because of the rough stability of Spec Ops and the difficulty of it at the time, a lot of people out there didn't really like the mode. It wasn't received that great, to the point where the intel that was in Spec Ops was then repurposed and placed into Warzone in later seasons to really make sure that the community is brought up to speed on what really happened in the post-launch story. But I would honestly say by, let's say, Season 2, once Verdansk got introduced, we got the introduction of Ghost, once that all got kickstarted, the story then started going in a much better direction. Season 3, Alex came back, which was a shocker, and then Season 4, 5, we got some more material with Captain Price, Task Force 141 entering Verdansk for a specific reason. They had to find Mr. Z, figure out what's going on with that nuke, and then by the end of Season 6, the story came to a pretty nice conclusion with a beautiful cinematic cutscene. Obviously, Price stops the nuke, throws Mr. Z off that balcony, and then Task Force 141 is reunited as we get a small introduction to Soap, who was somewhere near Rebirth Island. So that ended on a pretty good note. I would say they really salvaged what could have been a very messy post-launch story. It certainly wasn't as cohesive or memorable as the Cold War post-launch story, but it did something to kind of leave us on a slight cliffhanger before the release of Modern Warfare 2. But then the problem is with the Cold War integration, right? Although the Cold War post-launch story was amazing, it definitely kind of threw the Modern Warfare lore off balance a little bit, but there were ways to salvage that. I mean, for example, the Vodyanoy ship that got added to Verdansk could have easily been explained by Operation Inversia from Outbreak. So maybe one of those rockets from Cold War hit somewhere in the ocean, hit one of the ships, which could have been Vodyanoy, sent it forward in time to Verdansk. That's kind of what we all agreed upon based on the lore that we were given, since it was never really explained. But then zombies got thrown into the mix. I definitely think the whole narrative with Adler and Stitch from the 80s over in Verdansk, that was fine. But then when you look at the whole zombies outbreak by the end of, what was it, Season 3 of Cold War, that leading into Verdansk 84 was a bit interesting, because what that did is it kind of made clear that, okay, zombies do exist in present day, and the entirety of Verdansk had to be nuked because of it. So then I was thinking, when that happened, will they ever reference these events in Modern Warfare 2's campaign? I always doubted that they would, because it almost felt like whatever post-launch story we get for a Warzone story, that would never really be mentioned too much in future campaigns. That's the way I looked at it. I mean, I'm not trying to say that Vanguard is any example of this, because Vanguard clearly went off the rails and really didn't go in the direction that it was trying to go in at the start of the post-launch season, so we'll leave that out of the equation. But MW and Cold War stories definitely still seem to be canon with one another. Now, the launch of Modern Warfare 2 obviously reintroduced us to the character of Rose, except this time she isn't wearing her infamous outfit, which luckily won't be pissing people off with the remainder of Modern Warfare 2's life cycle, unless they end up adding in a bundle that gives us that familiar look. Hopefully we don't get that, but if you look at her character bio, it does say Unseen Forces had different plans for Verdansk. However, and after it fell in the wake of Zakayev's death, Shadow Company faced its own set of challenges. Rose ended her contract in early 2022 and aligned with the Spec group. Her skills keep her a highly sought-after operator in a post-asymmetric. And that's the end of the bio right there. But Unseen Forces, right? That could be referring to the destruction of Verdansk event with the zombies outbreak, with the nuke. I don't know what else that could be referring to, because unless they have some weird intention to kind of retcon that and say that something else blew up Verdansk, not zombies, then we could safely assume that that zombies outbreak is absolutely canon. Would have been cool to see a small reference to that in campaign, maybe a line of dialogue saying, yeah, remember those zombies that took over Verdansk, remember we had to blow it up? Something that could have been written very well, may have been included at one point in time, got removed later. I do respect the writer's decision to keep the story as grounded as possible, a strong, faithful sequel to MW19, which doesn't really reference too much of what happened in the post-launch story of that game. Maybe future cinematic cutscenes or future intel could refer back to that. that, I would not be shocked if that was going to be the case. Now, you guys might be wondering, what other tie-ins exist in Modern Warfare 2 that could connect Modern Warfare 2 to Black Ops? Are there any secrets or references from campaign or multiplayer that do that? Honestly, there really aren't many, or any at all, in my opinion. I do think there are some cool theories going around about Alex potentially being a Mason. Maybe that is David Mason, and we're going to end up seeing him come back in a post-launch season that reveals that. We could end up seeing him revealed as maybe Roach. I mean, a lot of theories with that, but there's also some speculation that maybe one of the operators that we can play as right now is actually a descendant of Adler. That would be hilarious, but that's pure tinfoil hat material right there. Nothing confirmed, of course, but I am surprised we didn't get even a slight mention of the rise of Menendez throughout the campaign. I mean, it's not too late to do that, though. I do think there are plenty of opportunities with the post-launch story or even the rumored campaign DLC to really tie all of this into Black Ops 2, since that is all seemingly still taking place in the same timeline. I do respect, like I said earlier in the video, the writer's decision to really make sure that the story doesn't go off the rails too much and focus too much on the whole connected narrative, the big crossover. I get them wanting to save that for maybe a future release and not in this campaign, but yeah, it would be a dream one day to see a new Call of Duty campaign release. Who knows what it will be called, but it's a full-fledged crossover between the characters of BO2 and then Task Force 141. Now, if you look back at a recent video that I made regarding a potential Modern Warfare 2 Zombies mode, obviously leaked images did surface of a full list of game modes, and two of those game modes do say round-based and then Outbreak. Now, that could be some type of placeholder for something that's being worked on for Black Ops 2024, considering that game will also be on the same engine. Could be some type of leftovers from Vanguard, since that game's also on the same engine. It's very unknown what that is, but yeah, there's always a possibility Zombies comes to the game, at least not anytime soon, but that could be a year 2 type of update to really kick things off. Wouldn't be shocked about that, but considering a mention of the unseen forces in Rose's bio, it is confirming for us that zombies do exist here in this universe. It is the same universe as Black Ops, so zombies really isn't out of the equation for something like Modern Warfare 2. Now, I did say in that video that a reference to both of those modes could also be referring to something that might be coming out in 2023. We have rumored free-to-play zombies projects. We have some other involvement from Treyarch that's been rumored as of lately, so maybe something is coming out that's zombies related that'll be interconnected with Modern Warfare 2 through this new COD HQ-like interface that we already have right now. Now, also as a reminder, both DMZ and the Raids experience are going to have a variety of unique objectives, so I wouldn't be shocked if we also get some inclusion of zombies in those modes, whether it's through one objective in those experiences, whether it's through an Easter egg of some sort. Wouldn't be shocked to see that, and I think that's also something that's better suited for a post-launch update, not something you want to cram in and blow your load with on day one, whether it's through a campaign Easter egg or multiplayer. We'll have to wait and see how that all plays out, of course, but I have high hopes for both DMZ and Raids. Those will probably end up stealing the show throughout Modern Warfare 2's life cycle. But I also believe there is some craving behind the scene at Infinity Ward to do zombies. I mean, we got a very interesting take on zombies with Infinite Warfare. It's been more well received as of lately, more than it was when it came out, but Infinity Ward could definitely pull it off, and there was a zombies mode planned for MW19, which concept art exists for. That never really got conceptualized past those images that we got, so I'm wondering if there is some desire to do that with maybe some small help from Treyarch, hopefully not too much, but maybe that's something that is being planned right now that they're slowly setting the foundation for maybe a year 2 update, for some surprise release in 2023. We'll have to wait and see how that all turns out. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on the huge reveal from Rose's bio that the destruction of Verdansk event is indeed still canon to Modern Warfare 2? And what do you think about future tie-ins to Black Ops and maybe a possible inclusion of zombies in a future update? Really hope you've enjoyed, and peace out, everybody. GG in the chat, man. There we go.
All of us be dead. All of us are dead.
Yeah. How many zombies are here? Playing as the Halloween ghost skin? Absolutely gangster. Absolutely gangster. Gotta take it.
I quite literally only have like... Why do I have the Bay of Pigs? What?
Yeah.